Hey campers, Georgia, back in the man cave. Trying to catch up on my videos. I'm only about, weeks behind. I was just looking at something that was sent to me a couple of weeks ago. My bad. And it's pretty cool. It's from Sofirn. Let's check it out. A couple of weeks ago, Sofirn sent me two lights. This guy, which I'll put a link below to the video on it, is awesome. Now, it seems that every one of their products that I look at have something that really impresses me. Is the reason I show you guys them. Like I said before, I'm not a big fan doing this sort of stuff. You know, if it's a good product and I feel you guys would be interested in it, I'll show it to you. So I did this video, and the thing I liked about it, they seem to have one thing on every one of their products that'll work. This guy, you can charge your cell phone from. That's what got me on this guy. The one I want to show you now is this guy here. And this is the Sofirn SC13. It's tiny. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? That was the one thing that got me, was how small it was. And then I was thinking, well, you know, I've seen other ones like this. I was kind of, okay. But then I realized it's a Sofirn. And that other flashlight that I showed you, I use at work now. That thing can do a lot. And it's also nice to have that backup charger, the reverse charging in it. This guy is tiny, which I liked. And then I thought, wait a minute. We wear bump caps at work, and if you want to work hands-free, this guy has a magnet on it. You can put it over and do a full area, but this is small enough where, yep, that. And that was the thing that got me. I thought it would be heavy, and, you know, it's really not. And, you know, it's a nice flashlight. It has good strength on it. It's really bright, and it's small enough to do this. It's also small enough to put in your pocket. You can barely feel it in there. It's so small. Now, for me at work, this guy is convenient. We work on forklifts, Ricoh's big, it's like a giant platform forklift, and all the electrical and the motors of everything are in compartments, and it's really dark in there. There's no light. So being able to work in there and do that, where you're working, you can see right there what you're working on. It makes a huge difference. Now that's just for work. What about around a campsite at night? You're walking around, you've got this. If you need it for something special, you can just take it off and use it as a regular flashlight, or do this with it, which makes it really convenient, hands-free. That's the big thing. Now, most flashlights like this, unless it's a headlight, it's very specific. It's for your head only. This, you can carry around, just like a regular flashlight, and use it whenever you want. Now, it does have all those options. You can see it's going, I'm holding the button in, and it's going through all those different, I don't want to shine it at you because it's kind of bright, but you can see how it goes through there. Now, you can, you know, one button turns it off, one turns it on to the last setting you have. You hit it twice, it goes to the brightest setting. You hit it again, and you get that. I don't want to do that too long because that could affect somebody. It has all those options. Now, the other thing, a small little light like this, when you go to the turbo mode, which is their ultra bright, they say 217 feet is how far you can see at night with it. This is tiny. That's pretty strong. The other thing is like I showed you, it has the different modes. And as you click, you know, one on, one off. Now, if I click it and then hold it in, it stepped up to the next brightness. And I hold it in, it goes back down. You can see it stepping through there, like I showed you. Now I have it on the high mode there. They call it the turbo. It goes straight back to that. Till I turn it off, turn it back on, you can drop it down to the lowest setting. Turn it off, turn it back on, it's on the lowest setting. And like I showed you, double click. That's something about their products. They're all the same. They use that same way of getting to where you want to go. So you turn it on, double click, goes to the turbo mode. Double click, strobe. Okay. Double click, takes it back to the turbo. It has a couple of different modes on it. Now, I believe they also have the moonlight, which is basically, if you're in a campsite with a bunch of other people and there's people around you, it's dark, you don't want to turn it on to the bright thing. Use the moonlight, and it's a very subtle light. And it doesn't, if you accidentally shine in somebody, it's not going to affect them. However, on the turbo, it will. I had people ask me about, let me get to it, that mode. What would you use that for? Well, you can use it as a beacon, but it's really bright, and it's a defensive tool. Somebody comes at you, brace yourself, I'm going to put my hand in front of it, and you do that, you can see how bright that is. You could, really affect them and give you enough time to get away or take care of the problem yourself. So there it is. You can see that the Sofirn SC13 mini compact light. Now, the battery in this one that they sent with it, and it comes with the clip and, of course, a lanyard, which is always a good thing. It's waterproof, all that good stuff, just like all their stuff. Here's the battery here, and you can get different kinds of batteries, different strengths, obviously. Now, to charge it, you can charge the battery. It uses a standard C connector on it. You can see it right here. See there? Now, one thing they do with all their products, just in case, if you should, and plug it in incorrectly, put the battery in the wrong way, things like that, it has reverse polarity protection in it, which is a good thing. It does come with some spare parts, and because it's waterproof, they have in the battery compartment, I don't know if you can see there, right there is a rubber O-ring, and that protects it from water getting in. So when you put it in there, you want to just snug it up on that. Now, over time, that's going to wear. Well, they give you spare parts, and this one had 2. So there you go. It has this, all the instructions you ever need in as many languages, well, in English, and a couple of other languages, and it's a very straightforward thing. Here are the specs. I'll read them to you really quickly. The emitter is a high-powered LED, the lamp. Battery option is the 183550 battery. The working voltage, 2.7 volts to 4.2. So they have that range there. When it gets down to 2.7 volts, it's not going to be stable. So what it does indicate you, it will flash in red, actually. Let me show you that. If you hit the button, okay, it shows up green. Now, if the battery is getting low, this will flash at you to give you a warning that it's getting low, you need to charge it. Never a good idea to drain a battery completely. USB type material, it's T6 aluminum alloy. It's water resistant. It meets the IPF68 waterproof. The length, 64.6 millimeters. The weight is a staggering 40 grams. Reverse polarity protection. Just how small it is. You put this in your pocket, you barely notice it. Really nice. But for me, the hat clip, that's what got me. I can't do that with this. This thing weighs a ton, but it's sturdy, it's strong, it can take a lot of abuse. And like I said, it has the reverse polarity protection. It has everything else. This is, a way fancier one. It's got colored lights for photography and things like that. It's got all the SOS, you name it, it's got it on here. The battery in here is solid. Here are 2. These are the 2 they sent me, and I did the video on this, and I wanted to show you this guy because I didn't get around to it. I was a little bit late on my videos. Okay, I'm a lot late on my videos. But this, I like. Very convenient for a lady, fitting this in your purse. Not going to take up a lot of room. And like I said, you can use it as a defensive tool by just going into that strobe mode. That'll affect a lot of people, including animals. It'll certainly give them pause. The clip just pops on there. You can see there is a rim around the edge there. And obviously when you put it in, you don't want to put the clip where the button is. You all know I went to the Boundary Waters canoe area, and they contacted me and said, did you ever get this? Promised them when I get back from the Boundary Waters, I'll have a show. And I'm hoping there'll be some extras for you to see it actually being used. See it? On. Off. I didn't have an opportunity to do video the SC13 on the camp trip, but I'm gonna just come down here to this back 40 here and show you how well this thing does. Here we go. Now it's not really dark, the sun's gone down, but it's still fairly light, and we have cloud coverage. But I'm going to focus here quickly, and you can see there, and I'm just going to turn it on, and that's on the regular light. Now this doesn't show up very well, but watch if I put it onto turbo. See that dark area down there? Look at that. You can see everything. This thing will light up your whole campsite. So there you have it on turbo. I put it onto, let me just put it onto regular. Let me focus again. There you can see it just on regular. If I hold the button in, it'll go bright. If I hold it, it'll dim through the different settings. You see that? It's just rolling through, and you can stop at what setting you want. Turbo, and you can follow the bugs around, and I turn it down, hold it in, and it'll go through the different settings. Pretty cool. But that turbo mode really impressed me. Look how it just lights everything up. You can see everything, including the bugs. Here you can see the cottage. Turbo, it's with no light. I'm going to put it onto turbo. Look at that. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. There'll be links to this stuff, to their website and everything. Products. They do have headlights and things like that. They've got even fancier ones than this, and they're all solid. Just saying. Thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And you all be safe out there. See you again soon.